Hi, everybody. Just wanted to touch base as we're going here week 5 and then into week 6. So first things first, I'm making changes to the course on the fly, and that is generally goes against my practices and beliefs. I think it's necessary. The week 3 case study that I ended up moving to week 4, it had a reading attached to it from a book that you were not required to purchase, so I couldn't have you doing that. So as I was looking at it, I ended up just rewriting the case study and trying to make it a little bit more applicable to you. The 2-question discussion forms were not working for me because there's 20 some of you guys in this class. So now we're looking at 40, 50 posts. And it was too much. It was overwhelming. And it was too fractured. We're kind of all over the place. And I feel like I could write some questions that have a little bit more value, practical value to you anyway. So I'm staying ahead of you and I'm rewriting the discussions, and I'll probably be rewriting the case studies and the other assignments as well. Apologies if you were going to want to try to work ahead. I'm only about a week ahead of you right now. If that's an issue, let me know. Before I talk about the discussions, I just want to say everybody relax, okay? I've said this before, and I've said it, I think, in the meeting before the course started. I'm not here to validate your learning, okay? I'm not here to tell you that the way you've done something or what you learned, has 100% merit or it doesn't. I'm here to make you think. I'm here to make you apply the concepts that we're learning about. What I'm not here to do is I'm not here to make you read and here to make you write, okay? I think that's too much of what the focus ends up being on. And I even see students that are too worked up about that aspect of it. And, the writing has got to be perfect, and I got to do this, and it's got to be this many words, and it's got to have this kind of formatting, or it's not going to be good or whatever. None of that stuff tells me that you're learning what you need to learn. All right. So chillax. It's okay. And try to see what the assignments and discussions are getting you to do. Try to see where I'm putting you, the shoes that I'm putting you in, and the way that I'm making you think about the issues that we're discussing and that you're confronting. There's very good reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm picking the issues that I'm picking, and then I'm making you apply them the way that I'm making you apply. The week 5 discussion is a perfect example, okay? The adjunct crisis is a very, very real thing, and as those of you that have posted already have observed, it's a multifaceted issue. It's very complex, and therefore the solution is going to be multifaceted and very complex. Some institutions will figure it out and survive. Other institutions will not figure it out, and consequently they may not survive. And it is up to us as leaders of higher education to think through those issues, all right? Analyze, come to some good, well thought out decisions and solutions. Since I was not able to select the content for every module of this course, I am cheating, as you noticed, and I'm adding some resources to the discussion forum. And as you see when I put it in there, I said they're suggested readings. Take a look, see what you find valuable. You might look at it and go, I don't know, I don't get anything out of this. You might find another article that you like even better. When I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links in the discussion forum, I'm not saying you should be spending 12 hours reading, all right? I'm saying that you should be checking them out, looking at what the themes are, gather what important facts you can from that, and assimilate all that stuff into your own knowledge, right? And be able to come to some sort of a reasonable conclusion based on that. If need be, find additional resources that do the same thing. All right. So that being said, going forward, expect that there's going to be one big question in the discussion forum, not 2 questions. Expect that I'll provide you some context and some additional resources that will relate to that. And those are my subtle hints that here's something you might want to read. Here's something that you might want to look at. And when we get forward from week 6, to the next case study and whatever else, I'll probably end up rewriting those as well. You probably guessed I don't spend a ton of time, going over, circling every jot and tittle of your work. And I'm just looking for the things that I told you about in the last video. I'm looking for evidence that you're taking the things that you're given, that you're processing it, that you're learning from it, and that you are assimilating that into your knowledge, and hopefully that you're able to grow from it. And by doing that, I hope that you're finding that what we're doing in this course is very applicable. Okay. I can just tell you, just for example, with the adjunct crisis, I know I'm an adjunct instructor, right? So I'm not a typical adjunct instructor that you see nowadays. The typical adjunct instructor that you see was probably a full-time instructor at one point and no longer has a full-time position. Or they were doing some other job and then they started teaching as an adjunct, and maybe they lost their job and they're trying to make a living as an adjunct, and no institutions will hire them full-time. So they're teaching 2 courses at this institution, they're teaching 2 courses at this other institution, they may be teaching 2 courses at another institution, and they're making a full-time job out of just teaching online at multiple institutions. And I'm not going to talk much more about it because that's what the discussion forum is kind of tapping into, is what that is. I think that I represent more of what the adjunct instructor is supposed to be and what it was originally intended to be. I have an established career. My profession is I'm an academic consultant. I work with colleges and universities day in and day out, and I help them navigate, the waters of the world that higher education finds itself in today. So for me, when I was asked to teach this particular course, I jumped at it because, this is just, I love the topic. I love the possible discussions and dialogues that we can have in this course. And it's something that I do in addition to my job. It's not my career. It's my pocket money, So that can represent the best of both worlds. It can provide you guys, you've got direct line of sight into all of the colleges and universities that I work with, because I can talk about them, maybe without naming their names, and tell you exactly what's happening in higher education today. It helps St. Peter's because, the Department of Education at St. Peter's University knows that they can rely on me to know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, and how I'm teaching this course. So it's a win for them as well. If that's how all adjunct instructors worked, and that was 30 to 40% of the teaching force, you'd probably be singing a different tune about adjunct instructors. Yet the themes are darker, aren't they? Yet the motifs that we're hearing coming out of the world of adjunct instruction, we're hearing words like crisis. So those are the strands that need to be sorted out. Adjuncts aren't bad. Adjunct instruction is not necessarily bad, but why has it become bad in so many ways and negative in so many institutions? And can it be rolled back? Can it be put back to how it was? So I have fun with that discussion this week. As always, you know how and where to find me. All right, take care.